channel. I am waiting. Jimmy's in an interview. I won't tell you for which place, but I will go ahead and drink this. Not sponsored. Oh my gosh. So if you want to know, it was actually suggested to me by one of the baristas. This is does not spike my blood sugar. Let's just start there, because everybody's blood sugar is different. Know your body. This is a venti iced blonde flat white breve style with sugar-free cinnamon dolce, and it's the bomb. One barista one time, well, let's put it this way. I do get other things, other sugar-free iced beverages. Oh, that's much better. How's that? That's so much better. Okay. Sorry. I'll stop moving. I do get other iced beverages, but this has become my all-time favorite. Basically, I used to get just like a sugar-free vanilla iced latte. And then I learned about caramel macchiatos, upside down caramel macchiatos. Thank you very much. What that means is they put the foam in the bottom, so then when they add the espresso, it's mixed, which is kind of cool. If you like cream in your coffee, that's a nice way to have it. And I used to get that iced in the summertime and hot in the wintertime. I don't drink Starbucks a ton. I can't afford to. But when I was working, I used to treat, me and my sister Jane would go grocery shopping for my dad. Well, she would go, we would go grocery shopping. When I lived, for a time when I lived in New York and I was working at the group home, we had the apartment upstairs. We would shop for my dad for home. I would shop for stuff from the apartment, and she would shop for her stuff for home too. So we would go and do like a big shopping on Fridays, and maybe even go to a couple of grocery stores. My dad used to get the circulars and pick out the sales, which is probably why I'm so economically savvy with my shopping. Okay. That being said, I had enough points to get a free Starbucks today while I was waiting for my hubby. I'm so proud of him. He really is out there and he's doing it. He's trying to really, he's got the muscle for hustle, I guess. That might be loud. Let me try. I might have to roll my car windows up. It's loud. Put the air back on. Sorry about that, folks. It's a little warm here today. It is, well, for me, it's 78 degrees, which is probably beautiful for some of you. For me, it's a little warm. I have short-term memory problems. No, I'm just kidding. So my sister and I used to go shopping for my dad, and then she turned me on to Starbucks. Starbucks came to Long Island. I guess this was in the early aughts. So like I was working at the group home already, so maybe like by the time I came to the grocery store, it was 06, 05, around there somewhere. So she was the one who really had turned me on to it. My sister and her wife go into the city more often, and like we're drinking Starbucks. My sister is also a real coffee lover. She's really made me think about like different kinds of coffee as opposed to just like coffee. I like just coffee, don't get me wrong. I love, generic Maxwell Hot. I really don't care. But anyway, I digress. But anyway, I tell you that to tell you this. No, I'm kidding. The blonde coffee I got from let me go back a little bit more. When we moved here and I had not been able to find a job right away, Jim just started working at Kroger. He was doing really well. They hired him as the department manager. But there was a little bit of politics going on with family nepotism and stuff, and I'm not trying to just say this, I knew this. So he got demoted. The only thing was money-wise. So money-wise went down like really quickly. Mom had vested a lot of money into moving into the house and buying all new things that she wanted for the house, which is fine. I'm not begrudging her. It's her money, whatever. So money was just like a little tight. They had started bringing this mobile food pantry to Rolla from Jeff City, and it was a really beautiful thing. We had fortunately only had to go 2 times. The first time they gifted us K-cups. This is where the whole story is going, with blonde and veranda K-cup. Coffee brand, coffee flavors. I guess coffee roasts is the right way to put it. And I really fell in love with the blonde coffee roast. Okay. Then they started coming out with the flat white, which is just another way of processing the espresso anyway. So anyway, I found out that I was talking to one of the baristas one time, and I was like, I really wanted to try an iced latte. I didn't want my regular caramel macchiato. And he suggested a nice flat white. And I was like, okay, a nice flat white. But I said, sometimes the espresso is really strong. He's like, well, you can get it in other roasts. And I was like, well, I really like the blonde roast. So he was like, yes, you can get that in the blonde roast. Okay, there we go. So then in conversation, I said, along the times, different baristas have given me different advice. So one of them, we talked about, I made sure I have to have the sugar-free syrup because as far as drinking is concerned, most times when you drink something, it goes straight to your blood sugar, which is why when you're having low blood sugar, you just drink orange juice or fat-free milk, and it just like, boom, gets right into your bloodstream. So I said fat slows the absorption. So I said, I think it was, let me start over. I think it was a Frappuccino I was ordering. So I said I wanted a sugar-free or skinny mocha, which is the sugar-free mocha. Skinny mocha, but not a skinny Frappuccino, because a skinny Frappuccino has fat-free milk. And I was like, I need it full fat just with skinny mocha. And he's like, oh, well, if fat helps, he goes, why don't you get it breve style? And I was like, what's breve style? And he's like, with half and half. And I was like, oh, sold. So I get, with all of these combinations, the last guy offered, I was getting the blonde flat white, breve style iced, and I said, do you have any other sugar-frees besides vanilla, hazelnut, and what was the other one they had here? Vanilla, hazelnut, and the mocha. And he's like, yeah. He's like, we have sugar-free cinnamon dolce. I was like, let me try that. And it is my favorite now. Just saying. It's my favorite. I tell you that to tell you this. So I actually came on here really quickly because you'll see this after my video where I think it's called It's That Time of the Year Again. But I was sort of a little put back since then by some of the comments that I read from just regular subscribers that I thought, regular commenters, people who kind of understood my plot. But I kind of had like I'm having like a moral dilemma with it, because some of the concern, and I understand people have concerns, and I understand people watch videos for different reasons, and I understand that everybody's different. I do understand everybody has their own experience. Aunt Mary says everyone has to have their own experience. Okay, I do understand all that. And I understand when you watch a video, 10 people can be in a room watching the exact same video and get 10 different things from it. I'm very aware of that. So if somebody is in a sensitive place in their life and they see something that maybe look like me taking advantage, or me, with privilege, or something along those lines, I can understand how it feels. I do, because I have at times watched, please don't take this the wrong way. I don't mean to sound egotistical, but I really don't judge people. Like, I feel personally that I don't judge people. Like, I think everybody, like I said, everybody has their own experience. I'm going to fix you guys again. Hold on. I'm getting a little bit of glare, so I think that actually, if I tap you against the windshield. There we go. Let's try that. Oh, dang it. Sorry. That everybody has to have their own experience, and everybody sees the world through their own eyes, and it's very hard to judge people, because I feel that way. I feel like, well, not only judge lest ye be judged, but I don't know what they're going through and what color glasses they're seeing me through. Like, I may see the world through rose-colored glasses, but they might have their glasses very clouded by people who have taken advantage of them in the past. So sometimes what we do is we automatically see the worst in people. Sometimes we see not even the worst in people, but we project others' worst things onto these people. Okay, I tell you all that to tell you this. That I went to the Dollar General last Saturday. I spent a little less than $25. I bought what some considered unnecessary and what some considered junk. And some considered junk food. But I want to tell you something. First of all, yes, but it wasn't healthy food. Now, that being said, I was so proud of my bargains that I never considered that you guys were looking at, like, how am I saying this? Okay, let me go back. The Dollar General sells tortillas. They sell dollar Doritos. Let's put it that way. However, the bag of dollar Doritos is less than 1/2 the size of regular Doritos. And when I was able to get the regular Doritos for $2.03, I went ahead and I did that. Now, somebody did send me a link to a video of how they found gross things in Doritos. I love you people, but I'm not interested in videos like that. There's gross things everywhere. And if you live your body I'm not saying my body's a temple, but if you live your body bacteria free, you're gonna probably end up dying from something like a cold. That's my opinion, and that's how I feel about my body. You guys do you. You do you, boo. But I appreciate everybody looking out for me. Okay. The reason I said that is because, first of all, as a diabetic, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm hardly perfect. If I was perfect, I wouldn't be a diabetic. But as a diabetic on the medication that I'm on, I do need to eat some carbohydrates. I do need to regulate the carbohydrates that I eat. I do need to eat as balanced of a diet as possible. But I do know that my body craves carbohydrates. That's part of being a diabetic, is a type 2 diabetic, is your body produces insulin that doesn't work. So I've got insulin floating around my body that's just calling for more carbohydrates. So what I try to do is, I don't try to do it, I do it successfully, is I give myself the balance of good carbohydrates, not so good carbohydrates, and great carbohydrates. And that's what it is for me. So like I've mentioned to you in the past, that my body processes corn as a great carbohydrate. Whether it's corn on the cob, whether it's corn chips, whether it's corn puffs, whether it's, it's not cornbread because you add sugar to that, but I was thinking of all the other corn things. I mean, cornmeal, yes, because if I do make cornbread sugar-free, cornmeal is sort of the same way. Obviously not corn syrup, but my body processes corn differently. My body also, at this age, craves sodium. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the menopause. I was never a salty person to begin with. My go-to when I was younger, if I wanted something salty, was pretzels. Well, cheese doodles too, but pretzels. Oh, here he comes. But my body requires me to eat junky snacks like that. I do have popcorn kernels that I can make homemade popcorn, and I do make homemade popcorn. Here's the thing, is that you're by judging me on the one thing that I bought, you're not looking at everything that I buy. I'm showing you everything that I'm buying, but you're obviously not looking at everything that I'm buying. Regardless of that, we'll go back to like how I choose to spend my money. Obviously, I'm not gonna not pay my bills first. I'm gonna pay my bills first. And I appreciate the help. I almost want to shut everybody down by like, don't help us anymore. But that's really cutting off my nose to spite my face, just because of a couple of people who have a problem with how I'm spending my money. So I don't really think that that's something that I'm going to do, because whether I am making money on YouTube, enough money to support my family, whether or not Jim is working, if you guys want to support the channel, then I want to leave it open for you guys to do that. Now, that being said, when I've been gifted money, I've been gifted money with notes to say what I could do with it or should do with it. So if somebody's like, this will help you pay your bills, then obviously I'm going to use that whole thing to pay my bills. If somebody says, hopefully this helps bring your, to buy stuff for your channel, well then yeah. All of that, now that you know all of that aside, 1/3 of the revenue of my channel, at least 1/3 of the revenue of my channel, comes from showing you haul videos. I get more revenue from the Dollar Tree and the Dollar General, more views and more commercials per view and more monetary gain from the Dollar Tree and the Dollar General. I think it's the word dollar in there. Same thing if I went to Target. If I had a Target by me and I went to Target and did like the dollar spot videos that I've done before, they also do really, really well. So it is more beneficial to me to spend money on whatever at the Dollar General. That being said, the purpose of me bringing the video of Dollar General on that Saturday to you was to show you the coupon, was to show you the bargains that you can get if you're patient enough to wait till Saturday and you do go ahead and use the coupons in conjunction with the sales. And I really do feel that that is what the message was. That was the message was intended to be. Whether or not that's what you received from it, I am sorry about that. Whether or not you feel like my diet is not up to your standards, that's fine. Whether or not you think I should or should not be eating processed food, that's fine. And you're entitled to your opinion. And you absolutely could put your opinion in the comments. I don't have a problem with you telling me your opinion. But what I do have a problem with is how it comes off judgy. People give me their opinion all the time of how I worry about you because of that. Maybe you think it's passive aggressive and you don't want to do that. But I worry about you eating so much processed food. That's fine. But when you say, you can't believe that I do this, and that how you are a single mother of 2 and you raise kids with, that's fine. That's you. And this is me. I mean, do I get on, Crafty Girls videos and tell her why she spends $300 at the Dollar Tree, and how could she spend $300 at the Dollar Tree when she's got boxes full of stuff in her closet? How dare I? Because it's none of my business. I was going to put an expletive in there, but I didn't. But I just said, if it's out of love and out of care, obviously I appreciate every single thought, prayer, and everything. But when it's out of judgment, that's where I have to draw a line. Because if you're going to judge me, then I know that you're going to judge others. And I'm not so concerned with myself as I am with my family. My family, not just Jim and Mom and my brothers and sisters and cousins and thousands of people who are related to me by blood, but you guys. If you're going to judge me, then what are you going to do to each other in the comments. And that's what's really important to me, is that you can not like my video. You can even give it a thumbs down. You can even express if I was you, I wouldn't be spending my money on junk food. That's fine, because that's your opinion. But when you judge me, but what I should or should not be spending my money on, that's different. This is America. It's still America. People gift me money, and if they gift it to me to do what I want with it, I'm going to put it towards the channel or towards my bills so that I can earn more money. Towards my bills or towards my channel so I can earn more money to put towards my bills. And in the meantime, if I can have a snack out of it, that's fine. Because one thing we didn't touch about is the level of comfort food. Not everybody's comfort food is the same. My friend, I have one of my best friends in the world, her comfort food is McDonald's, and she's on an extremely tight budget, but every once in a while when it's her last dollar, she's got to go get a $1 sausage biscuit. That's what I'm saying, because it's a comfort food. It makes her feel like she's less poor. I know that sounds crazy, but it's what it works for her. So if it works for me, let it work for me. If I come to you on my knees and I'm crying, begging for money, then I can understand you judging. But if people want to gift me money to do with as I please, then really it's none of your opinion. It's none of your business what I do with it. But I sincerely appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the love that you guys give me and all the support you give me as well. Okay? So now we'll see how Jim did. How'd it go?
It seemed to go pretty well.
Okay.
The only thing that I'm kind of concerned about, and this is only because of the fact that I've never done barista work, is all the different variety. I mean, he was talking about like almost 1,000 different variety or ways
combinations.
Combinations for any given drink. Otherwise, I mean, it's like I can get health care, health insurance.
They have lots of good benefits.
Stock options.
Yeah.
Basically.
What's the starting pay? You always forget to ask.
I always forget to ask that.
But it's okay. We don't have to go into all that. I just
basically, while I'm on the clock, I can get one meal, one food item, and all the coffee I want to drink.
Woo! He'd be bouncing off the walls.
That and the fact that it's like off the clock, any Starbucks across the nation, 30% off, and one free item every year, like one free bag of coffee a year.
What?
So I can get like a bag of coffee and send it to a friend.
So listen, I'm going to say you something that the people will watch how I talk to you to encourage you. Maybe they'll learn something. I understand that your concern was that there's 1,000 combinations.
Well, yeah, I mean...
No, can I finish? Let me finish. I understand your concern is that there's over 1,000 combinations, but that's everywhere you've ever worked.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You can get a Whopper with no onions, with ketchup, with barbecue sauce, you can't even imagine the amounts of combinations that you can tackle before. Yeah. And this is just something new. Like every new job that you've ever gotten, you have to learn what they have, their product, how to serve it, how to prepare it, and...
I know.
Yeah.
It's just... It sounds overwhelming, but...
That's what I'm saying.
Once I get in there and start working...
That's exactly what I was trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell them that I'm telling you, is that... just get it out of your head for a second, because it sounds overwhelming, but you don't realize how talented, how much you can actually handle that work because you've handled it before.
Well, you know what's going to be even more interesting is if I get this job. He's ex-military.
Oh, excellent.
The store manager will be ex-military.
All right.
So there will be...
did he like your Army book?
Yeah. Yeah.
When Jim was in the Army, I know you guys always talk about the Air Force because he always wears the Air Force hat. He grew up in the Air Force family, so he wears his Air Force hat. But Jim was actually in the Army for 6 weeks.
No, it was closer to 8 weeks.
Okay, 8.
I got close to
Completing
the 9-week completion of
basic training.
And then
Develop shin splints.
Shin splints and my asthma, which had not bugged me in years, kicked in. And I think that was because of one of the parts of the training that was not exactly good for an asthmatic.
Well, that too. But honestly, what happens is when you, so you develop shin splints and they hurt, and that will bring on asthma attacks too. So not just your new environmental conditions, but also the aggravation to your body. Yeah. But anyway, most people don't know that about Jim. But I met him not too far after, a year or so after you tried that, or 2 years after you tried that. Because you did college, then the Army, then Yellowstone, right?
Right, so it had to be about 3 years, close to 3 years.
No, because you were in college in 96, right?
Right, and it was the summer of 98.
So it was just, I met you.
I was in Yellowstone.
No, you came home from Yellowstone like right before I met you.
Right.
That was 99.
Right. So
it was either 97 or 98 that you were in the Army.
It was 97. I was in the Army.
So just 2 years before I met him. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, and I wanted to thank everybody for all their support. I don't want you guys to fight down below. I know everybody has their opinions. I love people like Candula Girl and so many others who really have taken up the torch. Tina Weeks, Tammy Varley, all of you sweethearts. You guys are amazing. And I actually came on here to talk to you about something that... Oh, sorry. Why?
Y'all want to really fight? I'll be your huckleberry. Come to my website.
Anyhow. Is that what he wanted to say? As always, you take care. God bless. I'll see you next time. Bye. Look, red sunglasses. I love them, by the way.